Hey people, Intro here, 2v2, Calderis Refinery Blue Team. Kufex and a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee combat, powerful buffs and control. Alongside is Mostafa's Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon. On the red team, Scrap and an Eversor Assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. And rounding off the teams is Piss Trooper, also known as Piano or Alice, so we'll go with one of those I think. And a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. This is the east side, so it's going to be Mostafa looking after these natural power points for the blue team. And on the opposite end, it is Scrap looking after these natural power points for the red team up in the northwest here. Double Guardians up for the Farseer. I expect we're going to see some Howling Banshees though. The Strat Squad just messes all of this up basically, especially with Eversor support. Hasn't popped his Psychon yet. Double Hormagaunts opening for Mostafa. We might see a melee Ravener Alpha then. And it's CSM into some more Heretics for Piano. Guardians here already getting messed up. These fellas have their guide on them, but they do need to run. Can the Farseer get a model off these guys here? Maybe. She gets lucky hitting the same model and doesn't get knocked over, and instantly she gets knocked over. Eversor can't get in there, but she runs anyway. Scrap did not grab the VP yet. Got straight into some fighting. Ravener Alpha maybe looking for some forward capping. Doesn't really want to tussle with the Heretics, I don't think. But here comes the Crippling Talon. We'll have a look at what a DPS on that thing is, but it does debuff your speed on hit. 55.55 melee DPS. More health, more melee skill of course. And it's a 40% speed and damage reduction. Quite nice. Was that another tunnel going up? It was. The Sorcerer jogs over here to get the VP. Contested power taken by the Stormtroopers. The Strat Squad got a decap here and we do see the Howling Banshees. Aspect of strength coming in. I think it's important to support these ladies, maybe with Spirit Stones, or maybe just chucking Doom on stuff. Because Banshees alongside Farseer versus Eversor and Strat Squad is a close fight, I think. Because the Psychon makes a big difference, the Strat Squad are really solid. Banshees, of course, have the power weapons and they can be buffed by the Farseer. But chucking something else in to edge the fight your way with Spirit Stones or the Doombringer maybe would make a big difference, I think. Hormagaunts with no adrenal glands looking for a fight, but they spot the Heretics and they spot the Strat Squad and they back off. Here's a Warrior Brood. These guys, of course, can get melee Synapse in tier 2 to buff those Hormagaunts. Meanwhile, we see on the minimap Kufex is bashing power. Oh, you just got your adrenal glands in and then you run. Well played, those Heretics kind of led them back towards the Strat Squad. Big retreat from Mostafa. The Eversor was in the back line. He knew he was 2v1, so just got out of there. And knows that his 2v2 partner here is power bashing pretty effectively. However, we see the Doombringer. It's in there. And Interceptors for Scrap. So if they can wait for that jump, chuck Guide on the Banshees, chuck Doom on the Interceptors, they're going to have a really bad time. It might be better for the Interceptors to wait for a fight to break out between the Strat Squad and the Banshees maybe, and then jump in the backlines onto the Guardians, most likely the fellas that have the battle equipment. Operatives on the way now. And Noise Marines in play for Piano. That Sonic Blaster shuts down ranged attacks, including grenade chucks. Does some good anti-infantry damage too. There's Doom on the Heretics. That's huge amounts of damage though. Onto the Banshees. A Doom Bolts was chucked in there. Can they finish him? I think they can. Yet Interceptors were able to teleport in. I don't think they even needed to. Banshees are white. It was like a Noise Marine Sonic Blaster, Doom Blast from the Heretics, and a Doom Bolts all at once, and they just got melted so fast. There's tier 2 for Kufex. Operatives in, already getting the fallback plan. Sneaking around. Good guerrilla warfare, fellas. Can break their own retreats. Chuck incendiary grenades, here we go. And they've got some shotguns. They don't have a shotgun blast, though. They never learned that, apparently. There's the flashbang, which reduces weapon range. Not really effective against Hormagaunts. Oh, fully kitted Ravener Alpha. Reinforced kiting. Slows units around him when he gets hit. And 200 health isn't bad. Also immunity to a bunch of knockback types is nice. And Toxic Miasma for Toxic Miasma ability. Toxic Cloud doing piercing damage in radius of 7. Also a bit more health on that too. He's up over 1,000 hit points at level 2. That's pretty insane, actually. 458 to 455. 2 to 1 though for the red team. What's going over here? Looks like some Noise Marines power bashing. Left one gen almost down. I'm surprised the Strat Squad have joined this fight and haven't just power bashed. 448 to 455 now. Red team with some good forward pressure. Interceptors. Oh, they decide to run. There's nothing here, fellas. You could have power bashed. Okay, our Space Marines. No Eternal War yet on the VP. On the west side, Incendiary Grenade fire. Hormagaunts all fleeing from the fire. And the Ravenant Alpha on... Nope. Thought about a decap. I imagine this tunnel isn't going to last long, but it'll be very helpful if we can get the Hormagaunts back up here one time. Yeah, there's that crippling tunnel and slows it down so much. Took out one of those fellas. It attacks quite slowly, so it's quite a big chunk per swing. Eversor Assassin, now with the Eviscerator Axe, granting kill zone, which buffs melee damage around him. And Sinskin Body Glove, more health regen, and makes his Psychon better. So it costs less health, like half, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's 100 by default. And it lasts a bit longer too. So that's alright. The Strat Squad busy power bashing. They got the node and a couple of gens. Node is being rebuilt. And here is a Falcon for kufex. Transport vehicle that can reinforce infantry around it. Has some good weaponry for a transport. This is why it's a bit more expensive than the others. And sends these guys packing. Venom Brood for Mostafa. Must be in a tunnel somewhere. Bad fight for these Guardians. Really bad fight. Operatives and Interceptors on you. Are these guys far enough away? There's the teleport. Eversor's there anyway. So they do not get out. Level 2 Eversor Assassin now at 849 hit points. There's that Falcon. Can you get a model? Interceptors finding some more Guardians. A little bit sloppy there from kufex bringing those guys out. Now get some Fire Dragons. Need to try and recover here. And the Falcon's going to be key for that. Farseer is still level 1. What about the Sorcerer? Also still level 1. Gets the Robes of Torment up. Help deal with these melee Tyranid fellas. Did you guys get melee synapse? You did. Big buff for nearby non-synapse melee creatures, such as the Hormagaunt Brood right here, who instantly got Chains of Tormented. Heretics just hanging out on the mid, need to move. Last Master Noise Marines, can you get a shot? There it is. Good hit. Heretics didn't actually drop a model there. It's a miracle. The Eversor can get a Melter Bomb they can chuck around. No sign of it yet. Going after the Venom Brood. They will not like his power weapon. Rippers spawned in somewhere off that capillary tower. Generators are being rebuilt. Eversor's off the field. Blue team need to kind of mass up a bit. Mostafa maybe needs to support kufex in a push. We'll see what these Fire Dragons can do. Exarch's coming in. These guys with their fusion guns have good damage to all targets at relatively close range. But of course the Farseer can help with that using her guide. That was the energy burst on the Ravenant Alpha there. Can't believe how much hit points this fella has already. Pretty nice. Especially given his mobility. The Strat Squad just got their Justicar. They don't want to fight him though. Interceptors coming in, that's what they're waiting for. And now he's just going to get mobbed. There's the Toxic Miasma. But they are heavy infantry, so they're taking less from the piercing damage. Still nice to have though, isn't it? Nothing to help him though, the Ravenant Alpha has to get out. Into Heretics on retreat path. Didn't hit him. Farseer's getting some range attacks. Yeah, her range attacks when she has the Doombringer. Apply a stack of burning, I think. Yeah, it doesn't specifically say that it's burning, but it's damage over time, and it looks like fire. Which is handy. Interceptors, I think they were just given some energy from the Strat Squad there, which is good. What was that? Oh, that was the operatives wiping. Useless units, says Mostafa. referring to the operatives. 252 to 455. Decent VP lead for the red team. Starting to see some tier 3s coming in. Ordo's fire dragons on the back of base. You can switch that Exarch's weapon. He's got it's got a fire pike, I think, this long thing here. I'm going to switch that for a flamer. Going to burn down some gens or just mess up some infantry that's in cover or something. There's the Chains of Torment. We could try and focus down the central mass there. There we go. Doesn't help the Warrior Brood and the Hormagaunts. They don't have any ranged attacks, so they're just stuck in there. Autocannon Havocs now for Piano. Doom Bolts on the Rippers, who are harassing the Noise Marines. And we do see Melter Bomb Eversor Assassin. It's already been thrown in there by the looks of it. But he's being shot up quite badly. Just saw a little burst of kill zone there. Oh, these guys are Death Spitters, right. Makes sense. Inferno PvP damage. Good versus heavy and super heavy infantry, such as these interceptors here. Ouch. Falcon needs to be careful. Never know what can hit you pretty fast in this game. Autocannon is moving up. Sorcerer trying to keep pressure on. There's Doom on him though. Gets a good special. Fire Dragons down to 3 models and barely any hit points. They jump inside the Falcon again, fair enough. Can she get a kill to Farseer? Well, she helped get a kill. I think the Falcon maybe got the damage there. 252 to 400. 2-1 cap now for the blue team. Grey Knight Dreadnought on the way for Scrap, who's staying in tier 2. Nothing wrong with that. Fire Dragons are now reinforced, but they need to get their Exarch back, who died. A Seer Council now for kufex. That is big. Seer Council are so powerful now that they have the heavy melee option. Kind of like a no-brain purchase in tier 3 now. Eversor hits level 3. And so did the Raven up to 1066 hit points now. Very effective, I feel like. Put the Warrior Brood there to knock stuff down. Dreadnought comes in with a multi-melter. Very cool. Massive burst damage from close range, and he's pretty powerful in melee as well. Usually you just put them on melee mode and they'll chase stuff around and shoot it, and then when they get close enough they'll crack it with their melee weapon. Down goes a tunnel over there. Falcon's doing great work still with the energy field on the way, making it very tough. There's a Carnifex also for Mostafa. That's a Melter Bomb. That seemed to do a hell of a lot of damage there. Oh, maybe a Melter Shot went in at the same time or something. Shield goes up. This Venom Brood are trying to stop the Dreadnought from firing. They eat a Noise Marine shot. Dreadnought still chasing. Interceptors in there. And the Falcon goes down just when it got the shield up as well. Melter Dreadnoughts, they can do work for you. Really can. The Seer Council getting their empowered heavy melee spears. And I don't think this guy has any melee resistance with the Melter, I think. Yeah, it says loses. I thought maybe it would have minor melee resistance, but nope, loses it. Got 1200 hit points though. Great use of the interceptors to disrupt the Seer Council there. So I don't think there's a minimum on that jump. Maybe there should be. Warp used to get the Dreadnought out. Now Piano trying to make him give it a different order. There we go. And there's a Carnifex with a Venom Cannon. Really powerful anti-large target weapon. The Dreadnought doesn't want to take shots from that, so it's backing the hell off. So the mid is turning blue. Farseer gets revived. And we got power bashing Fire Dragons here with the Flamer. Maybe. There we go. Quite a long range Flamer, isn't it? 252 to 341. The Dreadnought's still being chased. And it is getting the odd shot in the Carnifex. That is Bio Meltdown now active on the Eversor Assassin. From his global abilities, damaging all nearby units, such as those heretics. You see Alice moving them off. Does drain his energy and health, I think, while it's active. Or maybe just the health. But he got away. He got out. 252 to 325. Melter Bomb was chucked on the Carnifex, and now an autocannon's getting shots. Dreadnought comes in to help, but may go down. Dreadnought's taken care of, but can the Carnifex escape? Great Unclean One giving chase now. Greater Demon of Nurgle, passively damaging nearby enemies. Powerful in melee, has got some nice abilities such as that. The Swarm of Flies. Dark Flames on retreat path from the Sorcerer. Takes out those Hormagaunts. But the Carnifex, I think, is safe. Interceptor's trying to chase. Stormtroopers are here, they can't do a whole lot though. And a Terminator Librarian's in play for scrap. Yeah, the Great Unclean One doesn't like plasma or melter damage, doesn't like power melee either, with its super heavy infantry armor. So Fire Dragons are a good shout here. Especially when they're guided and there's doom and things. But now they have to run. Farseer has Runes of Reaping and Armor of Assyrian for Time Field. Unable to attack and 40% less speed. Also gives the Farseer a decent chunk of hit points and stuff. It is quite expensive though, that thing. So now there's 50 power war gears. Seer Council. Oh, they only dropped one model. How much are they to reinforce these fellas? Can we see, please? Dark Creepers on the way. They should do really well here. I don't think he has enough requisition to start reinforcing them. 252 to 229. Red team taking back the mid. There we go. 55-10. They're only 10 power. That seems quite cheap. Ravenous Alpha backs off the autocannon. There's a foul snare. Pulls stuff in, damages it, and also stuns it. Really bad place for this strat squad to be. Doom is on them, Seer Council on them, and a Ravener on them. Not to mention, of course, these Fire Dragons doing stuff. This tunnel was used, I think, to get this little ambush here. Can they take down the Terminator Librarian? They can. Really bad engagement for scrap. I don't know why he stayed in there. Maybe he thought retreating would just get stuff killed as well. But I think maybe the Terminator Librarian could have got out. Well, apparently he just had a brain moment. There was the Eversor exploding on death. Seer Council didn't drop a model there. Can the red team recover from this? Scrap goes tier 3. Dark Creepers are in the field. Really powerful ranged anti-infantry squad. But they'll do a lot of damage to a Great Unclean One. Why did they run away there? Maybe it was a mistaken retreat. Oh yeah, Death Spitters are going to be good against the Great Unclean One as well. Inferno PvP damage. Which is why we see more of them here. And they're good against all this red team infantry as well. Chaos Predator is in, going for Mark of Khorne. More speed, more damage. Scrap. Maybe... I don't know, what would you get here? Do you try to get Purifiers and kill zone those Seer Council down? Just Interceptors on the field now. 222 to 222. Can the blue team run away with it? Can Piano / Alice carry here a bit? There's the time field. There's the awesome Chains of Torments. Great Unclean One's mixing up here with a bunch of Eldar. Gets rid of them at least. Some good killing. I mean, even though kufex has a bunch of good damage types against that Great Unclean One, it's still a bloody Great Unclean One. And it will have Sorcerer teleportation support as well. Here comes a Swarm Lord. Red team aren't going to like to see that. Also cannon getting good shots on the Carnifex, which is so far forward. Where are the Seer Council? Oh, they're off the field. Yeah. They can't protect the Carnifex here. I think they've got it. Melter Bomb's already on it. Interceptor's having a go as well. Down it goes. That would have been, yeah, pretty good XP for the Chaos Predator. And there's some Zechian worship to help heal up this Great Unclean One. Take a while though. Carnifex explodes dramatically. I don't think that explosion does anything though. The Avatar explosion knocks stuff down. The Great Unclean One explosion obviously does huge amounts of damage and healing and things. I don't think the Carnifex explosion does anything. Havoc's in a great spot to deliver some damage. Eversor can't quite get the VP. Seer Council are going to dislodge those guys though. Heretics weren't around to help them. Oh, they're busy repairing. What's the Ravener doing up there? There's that Chains of Torment. Do we see... no sign of the Tome of... whatever it's called. I've forgotten now. To take control of these Seer Council fellas. Sorcerer's level 4. But I think he'd have enough energy to chuck out the chains and then use the tome straight after. Great and Clean Ones, he's getting kind of close to half health. Chaos Terminator's coming in though. I was going to say, why didn't he drop them closer and put them on melee mode, but those guys ran anyway. Great Unclean One really needs some help. Some healing, I should say. Now some Grey Knight Terminators for scrap.
As ever, we serve.
Sure, I can see that. Maybe get a Terminator Librarian again so you can use the Might of Titan alongside the kill zone. And that should destroy the Seer Council. You would think, I guess it depends on what the Farseer is up to. How quick the Raven Alpha is. Level 5, 1140 hit points. Terminators are almost out. 150 power. They got to do some work. Here's another Swarm Lord, eh? Not sure. Oh, I guess the second it was cancelled to get this second Carnifex up. No upgrade for that fella yet, but it's a big old melee beastie. Red team have the mid. There's some Zinchian worship, so you know there's going to be stuff around here. Havocs with a single model. And Mark of Khorne. Chaos Space Marines. They do not have the Eternal War yet, though. It's a weird colour scheme that Piano has. Got a decap. Now they use the Webway, which will be infiltrated. And there's those Grey Knight Terminators with power melee splash damage halberds. It's going to be a difficult fight when there's a Swarm Lord around, though. Another Venom Cannon Carnifex then. Any Tome of Subjugation? There it is. I remember the name just as I clicked on it. So they can subjugate the Seer Council, most likely is what he's going to aim for. Dark Creepers doing stuff. And now backing off. Reaper's Grasp. Would that slow down the Great Unclean One? Not sure. I think it might be only infantry. It's really nice to have against the Terminators though, because it also stops teleports and things. Oh, there's Onslaught. I think it's called, is it? Or Incinerate or something? Ouch, lots of stuff died. That's when the Terminators dips them in the air and sets them on fire. I think maybe it's Incinerate. Swarm Lord is here. There's a ton of formation. Melters on the Swarm Lord. The Swarm Lord has vehicle armor like a Carnifex, so he doesn't mind too much about plasma and power melee and stuff. Doesn't like Melter though still. 136 to 197. Red team hold the mid. Avatar of Cain now on the way for kufex. Done so much with so little, has scrap. Swarm Lord now fighting Mark of Khorne fellas who don't want to fight him. And autocannon is in for the Terminators. Where's that Seer Council? Healing up. Farseer is almost level 4. Often if you can hit a good time field, you just kind of win the engagement. There it is there. It'll be used a bit earlier. I would use it on a big old fight. But Runes of Reaping speeds up the cooldown, I guess. Try and Clean One ate something weird. Just having a moment. We now have a Las Cannon Havoc squad out here. Where's the other fellas? They're in there. All being sneaky like 127 to 197 on the VPs. Red team lose their natural VP though. Look at that. Might need to divert forces over there. Terminators drop to model. Yeah, there's lots of damage to mess with those Terminators. Double Death Spitters to the Dark Creepers and the Fire Dragons. But whether they're all going to be there to deliver that damage at the same time is another matter. Power bashing here. Eversor wants to have a word, level 6. Straight onto the Fire Dragons. Special attack slayed that fella. And here come the Terminators too. Oh, they missed the Incinerate. Grand Clean One stomping over there now. Avatar is in for kufex. Abba go, says Mostafa. As in go mid. Yeah, he wants to assault the mid. 127 to 168. Looks like it's clear-ish. Oh, there's still Havocs over here. And this guy can Chains of Torment. There it is. And when that wears off, just subjugate something. Time field. Backs all those fellas off. They couldn't attack while it was in there. 1-to-1 cap. Mid should turn blue. They're taking their time getting the cap though. Warrior Brooder on it, I think. Maybe. Yes, Warrior Brooder on it. Got shoved around a bit by their own Carnifex. What's this? That's a Ravener in a bad fight against Chaos... Grey Knight Terminators, not Chaos Terminators. Eversor now has his Claw, the Neuro Gauntlet. Straight up DPS weapon. Doesn't do anything else. Doesn't even have special attacks. Oh, enemies struck by this weapon take... Oh, it does damage over time as well. I don't know how. It's a Neuro Gauntlet. Oh, filled with deadly toxins. Okay. I thought Neuro Gauntlet meant it like messed up your brain. But maybe that's what the toxins do. Dark Creepers. Yeah, they can't trade with the Terminators. And they're going to get wiped, I think. One more burst might do it. Yeah, Dark Creepers are wiped. Most likely kufex was dealing with this Avatar and stuff. Land Raider Crusaders in now for scrap. 117 to 147. Was this base hit good idea? Swarmlord got melted. Can it make it out? Seer Council there to help. There's Doom on the Terminators. Bio Meltdown is activated, but that will of course damage the Terminators as well. Swarmlord goes down. I think he tried to use Leech Essence at the end there, but it wasn't enough. Farseer runs, does not make it out. Got quite a good amount of damage on the Land Raider actually. So Seer Council up to weirdness, but they are running now. Bio Meltdown still going, is it? Okay, now it's off. Carnifex is in here, going into melee. Needs to leave, I think. Plague Marines get a shot. And there's a Jinx to the Brood somewhere. Oh, they're capping. Or helping to cap. There's a triple in there for blue team. The big push did get them a triple, but they lost a bunch of stuff on it. Carnifex goes down. Swarmlord was down. Farseer is down. And Farseer can do a lot in these fights. Okay, she was repurchased. Yeah, she's really important. Still got the triple. Warrior Brood and some Gene Stealers trying to hold that central VP. They get Chains of Tormented. And then shot up. And get some Synapse backflashes maybe. There's nothing they can do. They don't have ranged weapons. They can't shoot these central masts. I don't think I've seen Subjugation go off yet. On the level 6 Sorcerer. Gene Stealers are really low. Gene Stealers need to run, I think. 117 to 21. They're just trying to keep the pressure up on the VP, I guess. Double cap is still in. GG says scrap. There's an Eldritch. Looks like they're going to hold on for victory here, the blue team. That big push was actually really well judged. Oh no, a no cap game now. A single for red team. Have I spoken too soon? The Land Raider's down. Here's a Wrath of Cain. That would knock the Terminators off the cap, so they left. Oh, they still got knocked back anyway. Grand King 1 found a Tyranid to chuck around. They are busy fighting here instead of capping. Seer Council might need to run. Oh, they're going to use the webway. Then the Farseer cap. Oh, she can't stay here for long either. Avatar can't cap. There's a double now for the red team. Scraps down to just Grey Knight Terminators and only a single one of them. Mostafa, though, is down to 2 units. And here they are, using the webway. Now the Grey Knight Terminator is on the cap. Great and clean one. With almost full health. Avatar with knots. Taking las cannon shots. Taking plague marine shots. Trying to formation to disrupt those guys. Look how split up the plague marines are. Avatar's busy fighting. It's going to go down. Oh, we get sync kill. Nice. Look at that. Just tossed aside. Oh, you don't get a death explosion when there's a sync kill. Usually the Avatar that curls up and explodes. Singularity. Drags in some of the Plague Marine fellas. And a circle of summoning there. To spawning some Bloodletters. That is Hypermetabolism and Bio Meltdown at the same time, I think, on the Eversor. Who's now getting some more Grey Knight Terminators. There's 2 D-cannons somewhere. Not sure where the other one is. In the webway, I guess. Can't believe the red team holding on. Look at Piano now. With multiple Blood Crushers, maybe? Oh, the roster's bugging out. I think he's only got 1. Looked like he had 4 at some point. Yeah, but he's got a Blood Crusher. Not something that can cap, but it's really mobile and can disrupt caps. D-Cannon should do good damage to all targets here. Not the most efficient way to take out a Grand King one though. And the Blood Crusher's on the Farseer. That's another good way to use this guy. Single entity damage. Now we have to disrupt the D-Cannon. Seer Council coming in. They should make short work of a Blood Crusher because it doesn't have melee resistance here. Look at the damage. That was huge. And it's a level 4 Seer Council as well. And there was Fire Dragons in there. Blood Crusher limps away. Can they get the Grand King one? There's Doom on it. Is it going to get teleported? Don't know where the Sorcerer is. Does not get teleported. Sorcerer was on the VP. Probably wouldn't have saved it. Dark Flames. Another Blood Crusher here. Desperation 46-2 on the VPs. The Tyranids going after that lone Chaos Terminator there. More Dark Creepers on the way. Okay, down it goes. Now Piano calls a GG. Yeah, they conceded at the end with one VP left. What a hold at the end though. Awesome stuff. Scrap did to have that really tough engagement at like the end of tier 2. And recovered well. And Piano did great to hold as well. Level 8 Farseer. Level 8 Ravener. Almost 1300 hit points on this fella. Level 10 Eversor Assassin. Did some great work with the Neuro Gauntlet. And the level 6 Sorcerer was down. I don't think I saw him subjugate something, but it must have happened. Look at this cheeky webway. An awesome 2v2. Very close. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see ya next time. Oh, I lose a connection to the Steam servers. Great.